We got Kyler Staley with us from the Hoosier.com. Indiana Rivals was in attendance Saturday night at Southport High School as the Indiana All-Stars took on their Kentucky counterparts in Game 2 of this season's series. And again, as Kyler said, it was pure dominance from both CJ Gunn and the Indiana All-Stars as they win 104-77 Friday night and then 101-81 on Saturday night. Great weekend for CJ Gunn, first of all.
Yeah, absolutely. I can confidently say he was the best player on the floor both nights. Pretty much getting anything he wanted. Notice how good he is hitting that tough jumper. He's so creative off the dribble. And he looked like he was having fun out there, which was the main thing, for these events. Excellent night, averaged 20 and a half points for both nights, won the MVP. Heard you say it earlier. I mean, that's something cool that he can say, for the rest of his life that he was the MVP of this game, even though it wasn't the most competitive 2 nights. Still a great accomplishment by him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Very cool. Like I said, that's just go down the ledger of names in this thing. That I don't know how long if they've always done an MVP, because sometimes I don't know how far back you'd have to go if they did that. But if they've always done one, oh my, go back and look at those names. That's going to be, I would just sit if I was CJ Gunn, I would just sit in my room, get that list out and just start looking at it, because it's mind boggling. Some of the names that are on that list.
Yeah. I can't even think of the guys off the top of my head with that, but I mean, it's gotta be an incredible list. Incredible.
Well, I know the guys that have played in it. I don't know who all have been named MVP, but I know that the names that have just simply played in this game, guys like George McGinnis, Larry Bird, Oscar Robertson. Do I even need to go any further than that?
Nope.
I mean, we're talking about legends of the game, man.
Right. Yep. I mean, it's a who's who, of those events. But I mean, there's a lot of talk, with the series, should they continue it? Should Kentucky be the team that they play every year? I've heard names like Illinois, Ohio, playing that. If I had it my way, what I would do, I would just do a series between the senior and junior all-stars. That's what I would do. I think it'd be a lot more competitive in that.
Well, I think that I agree with that. They obviously are playing them, but a 2-game series, I guess it would be okay, but I don't think that's as, I don't know. Well, was it more competitive than the Kentucky games this year?
I think it was. Yeah. I can't remember. It was last Wednesday when they did it. I know Xavier Booker kind of.
If you could get the guys there that need to be there, yeah, that would change it. I mean, not having Xavier Booker is a big deal.
Yeah. And then this past weekend there was actually 4 players that didn't play for the Indiana team. They were only down to 10 players. Let's see, Braden Smith didn't play.
They were down to 9, I think, on Friday night, right?
On Friday night they were down to 9. With Tayshawn Comer had a family emergency, but he was back for the Saturday game. But in total, on the Saturday game, they didn't have Tay Davis, they didn't have Braden Smith, Jalen Washington, and Connor Esijan didn't play as well. But
first of all, also I think there needs to be 4 alternates named for the team.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because they had Jalen Washington listed, even though because he didn't play his senior year, didn't play the entire senior year, so he was kind of like that honorary member that they had on there. But yeah, I agree. They should always have some guys in the backups. Waiting in the wings, because there was a few seniors out there that probably deserved to, at least play in it or sit the bench or something like that.
Well, and also, yeah, I mean, you're always going to have reasons. Now, the one that kind of aggravated me is the Seton Hall not allowing Tay Davis to participate. to get him to Seton Hall faster. You know what? They're lucky to have him, first of all, in my opinion, and to take that away, those few days, that 1 week is utterly ridiculous. There is no, we've all, or most of us have played sports, and there's no way, there's no sport that I've ever played that a single week meant that much difference over the course of the season. There's just no way. And I think it does more damage than good by doing that, because that's all I'm going to keep thinking about is that that coach didn't allow that. It's just something that sticks with me.
Yeah, it's just a little funny. Really glad that Woodson let TJ Gunn play. They didn't really do anything crazy. There was maybe I look at Peter Suter, who's from Carmel, that's going to Bellarmine. He was probably the guy that played the hardest on the floor. But I mean, with the talent wise, the Indiana team didn't really have to play at their 100% best, just because they were just so just talent wise, just so much better than Kentucky. But safe event and everything. It's just, I don't know why Seton Hall would take that away from Tay Davis. His dad was there to accept, his award and everything, or his whatever you call it, his plaque. But it's just a fun event, and Tay Davis is never going to have, that back. So miss out on that.
No, that's what I talked about last week. This is a once in a lifetime thing, man. It's a big deal. I keep saying, look at the names on this list, man. Look at the names that have achieved this, and to get that. I am not here to prognosticate the future, but I don't think that he's going to go to Seton Hall and become. I don't think that there's anything he can do short of winning a national championship, becoming their all-time winning leading scorer, or something that's going to eclipse being an Indiana All-Star. I mean, that's a big deal. That his picture is going to be hung up in his high school. It's a big deal, and it's just one of those things that aggravates me. But what about I think that Kentucky should play the Indiana juniors, and the winner of that gets to play the Kentucky seniors. There you go.
I mean, yeah, that'd be a good idea. I would be on board with that.
Great weekend though for CJ Gunn, 41 points over 2 nights, and talk about consistency. 20 points on Friday, 21 points on Saturday. MVP of the event. Talk about his weekend first of all.
Yeah, just complete dominance by him. Shot the ball well on Saturday from behind the arc. From what I saw, like I mentioned earlier, made those tough jumpers and really showed how creative he is off the dribble. Writing in the thread and everything. A lot of people were excited to hear that. A lot of Indiana fans were excited to hear him playing so well. And, a lot of them.
And that's only in 23 minutes on the first night, too. It's not like he's playing 38 minutes.
Yeah, he was a little limited. Let's see, he played in the Southport. He played the first half, played a lot of minutes, and then the second half he was kind of limited just because, the score was just such but doesn't really matter at that point. But just played well, and like I said, Indiana fans and the forum threads, they were very excited and everything. You want him to come in right away and be that stone cold killer from behind the arc, and stuff. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he gets his freshman year. It just all really depends on how much weight he puts in this summer. How much he improves his overall game, and we'll just see. When the season comes, how much playing time he'll get.
Yeah, now he heads to Bloomington, probably already moved in, and has probably already begun practicing with his teammates, or if not today, could be that first day to do that. But he's been around them already. He's worked out with them already, I'm quite certain. So, but that is now the focus for him and the Indiana basketball team. The question for me, and that we're going to be wondering until the season starts, is can his outside shooting translate to the college game, because that's an area where Indiana is missing and something that he has done. But what else did you see in his game? What did he do Saturday? How was he scoring his points?
Yeah, it was mostly off the dribble, wing drives. he actually welcomes, that contested defense. He can score over them, everything. And to answer kind of your question there, will his 3-point shot translate to the college game? I think it will. Just because the range he was shooting the ball on Saturday. I mean, I think his last points of the game was a three from the volleyball line. So I mean, that's good enough for me right there. But
Yeah,
I
you
think it will.
think?
Yeah. So, I think he will translate well. It might not be this season, but throughout his Indiana career, he's going to be a very important player. He's going to be relied on to score. He could be, by his senior year, the leading scorer of the team. Um, but that's a ways away. But I think he's going to translate well. Just got to put on the weight, keep improving, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I know that having talked to his dad frequently, Chris, great. It's a great family, by the way. And that's
Uh,
another thing. Indiana is these recruits that they have, whether it's Anthony Leal or Galloway or uh, Trace Jackson Davis or CJ, great families, really important to what you see on the floor, I think. And I think that's going to help him immensely. But yeah, he's one of the guys coming in of the four that, along with Caleb Banks, not getting a lot of. We're not talking about them a lot. We're talking about Jalen Hood Shafino and Ralik, with obvious reasons. They're 5 stars, but we're already expecting from those guys, or fans are, what are the expectations, legitimate expectations from CJ Gunn, and the fact that and the fact that there aren't high expectations for him may work out to his benefit.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of expectations for CJ. He comes in, he doesn't have a lot of pressure on him like Jalen Hood and Malik do. For obvious reasons. Same with Caleb. Like him and CJ. There's not a ton of expectations there. We'll just kind of see what they can do when they're playing. The early part of their schedule. Against the teams they're a lot better than. See how they kind of translate and stuff. But I mean, if I had to guess, I would think CJ would get a little bit more playing time than Caleb Banks this year. There's a lot of guys in front of Banks, and CJ's got maybe he can come in and get some spot minutes in the backcourt and everything. If they need some 3-point shooting, he can come in, help the bench out a lot. But not a lot of expectations from him, which is a good thing, and I strongly believe that.